Hello there, my name is Devya and I gave this competitive exam known as NEET. I scored 276 marks in my last attempt, and after that I studied for 6 more months and scored 586 marks. I also gave a humanities exam which was not even my subject and covered 74 chapters in under 1 month. To do that, I used every single tool which was available to me, and this video covers the 4 most important types of app which I used. The video will be split into 4 parts: planning, learning and retention, doubt solving, and add-ons. Let's begin. Planning. This is the crux of your preparation. For me, I use Notion as my homepage app. Basically something I open up every morning and write down my task and what to do. It's also really great at making studying enjoying because you can customize everything according to what you want. I'm going to show you 2 Notion pages. One of them is more exam based, while the other is more theory based. Now let me do you a favor. Teaching you all of Notion will require a separate video of its own, and I don't think you want to make anything out of scratch right now either. So I'm going to give you the link of both of these pages and teach you how to customize that according to what you want. Link for both of these pages is down in the description. Now let's start with the study page. The first thing you see when you open this page is my face. You don't need to see this. I will remove this when I give you the link. The next thing you see is a task list. This is your main operating area. There are today's topics, backlog, to do for week, current test, some extra stuff which you don't need to worry about. What I want you to do is whatever task you have, you will write over here. So for example, let's say you have to do physics chapter 1 today, right? So you will write physics chapter 1, and when you're done with it, you will just press the checklist button. Backlog and to-dos for the week are self-explanatory. And by the way, if you accidentally screw up and cut the checklist off, the only thing you have to press is the slash button, wherein you have to go to checklist, to-do list, right? And there you go. Now you can also see this current test here, and if you zoom in, you can see a go. What that means is this test for me was 13 days ago. This is something which I had to periodically change myself, and to do that, you have to go to this website called Indify. So what you have to do over here is search Indify, go to the first website, herein sign in with your Google, and there you go. Now what you want to do here is you want to go to add widget, wherein you will go to countdown. For the title here, let's name it next paper. You will come down, select a date. So let's say if my paper is on 1st. Let's remove all this nonsense stuff which I don't need. Year, month, week is fine. And there you go, the widget is made. All you have to do now is to embed this into your Notion. So we go down and copy this link. We go back to our Notion page. This old embedded file, you will remove that and you're going to paste a new one. That was just simple copy paste. You're going to go down and click embedded. And there you go. Place this up here. Shorten it a bit. There you have it. Congratulations, you have a countdown. Now, when you scroll down, you have the same thing here, next FLT. For me, this countdown was for the paper after this paper. I know this is super paper based, but if you want something more related to theory, go to this timestamp. I am going to show you the second page right there, which is more theory based. Now, when you scroll down, we have time to do's, and here I had every single paper which was included in the test series which I chose. You can change this according to your own test series. How will you do that? Well, when you see a due date here, you can change that according to when that test is. So for example, if I make the paper due on 31st, it puts that particular paper downwards. Now to find that, we go lower. And you can see right here, 10th mock offline, in days left is 7. You can upload your full test series here that way. This whole slide was extremely helpful for me to see which paper was coming in how many days. And if you want to copy this slide, it requires a very big formula. So just copy the link in the description, man. Don't worry about it. Below this table, I have an image for some motivation, a timetable, and some decoration, which don't worry, I will remove. I know you don't want to see a naked man every time you go to your study page, unless you do, which is weird. I'm just gonna remove that picture. Moving on, we have the second page, which is more theory based. This is what I use for my humanities entrance exam. Just like the last one, we have a task list area here where we have today's topics, some decorations, a timer, and next targets. We also have a mini syllabus area here. By the way, you don't have to worry about the images. I will remove all of them and replace them with something more stagnant. Currently, these are the pictures of me and my girlfriend. I just love watching her face, so I had her photos everywhere. But don't worry, that link won't have pictures of her. And I'm absolutely not trying to show her off here. This video is purely professional. I could never do that. One thing which is different is the next targets tab. Here you can open and close whatever you need to do next. Because one of the things with me is I like to plan ahead, and I mean way ahead, but I can't put everything in today's to-do. So I put that extra stuff here. Now when we scroll down, we have 4 sections: syllabus, done targets, notes, and instructions for NotebookLM. Let's start with syllabus. Here I have chapters and actual syllabus. So for my own university exam, they did not give a list of chapters which I had to do. So I made 2 separate parts where one had actual syllabus while the other parts had a list of chapters which coincided with that actual syllabus. So history, political science, geography, economics, psychology. What this means for you is if you don't have this issue, you can just delete the actual syllabus part and put in your own subjects and syllabus in the chapter portion. Moving on, we have done targets. This links you to a different page wherein I keep a record of everything which I did. So I will have things in my to-do list, and once I finish all of them, I will copy paste all of them in here and write a date above. This option has really helped me be accountable with myself. We have the notes portion where I store my notes. You can again change the name of all of these subjects. In here, I have every single chapter, and all these chapters were made by summarization of NotebookLM. So these are the main digital notes where I study from. Now towards the end of these notes, I also used to store screenshots of flashcards which I did wrong in NotebookLM. This was really good for revising the chapter at once and learning everything I did wrong. Moving on to the last part, we have instructions for NotebookLM. For now, just know that these are prompts which we will be copy pasting into NotebookLM a lot. Moving on to the next phase, learning and retention. There are multiple options you have here. Your source material, online videos, Anki, Quizlet, and NotebookLM. Let's start with source material. These are your notes, your books, and mock papers. You can pretty much find everything online in forms of PDF and videos. You can also keep snapping pictures of your books, but I don't recommend that. That's a waste of time. Now to refine the study material, this is what I did. You're going to go to this website called NotebookLM. Here you're going to press the create new notebook option, and you will upload whatever chapter you're trying to do. So for example, let's say I want to do the first chapter of civics. I will go and upload the PDF like this. It will take a few minutes to upload. Remember we talked about some prompts for NotebookLM? Yeah, you're going to go back to your Notion and copy paste this exact portion, and then you will go to reports, this option right here, create your own, paste, generate, wait for a few minutes. Now we have a full summary of the whole chapter. You can also just click the inbuilt summary option. You don't have to put in the prompt, but I don't recommend that. That cuts out a lot of details. Now you're going to do the same thing but for flashcards. So come back to your Notion, copy this, open NotebookLM again, go to the flashcards option, paste this, and there you go. When the flashcards are generated, it will kind of look like this. There are also some honorable mentions, so I'll mention them. You have an audio option to listen to a small summary of the chapter. This is helpful when you have to do some chores and you just want a quick summary of the chapter. Although don't totally rely on this, because again, it cuts out a lot of things. There's also the video option which takes a long time to generate, and I don't really recommend this because again, it's a very cut out short summary. There's the mind map option which if you like, you may use. And finally, we have the slide deck option, which creates a beautiful slideshow of everything in the chapter. But here's an ethical issue. You see, NotebookLM is an AI. And while you can still say text generation is okay, you can't say the same for image generation. See, while all these images are genuinely helpful, they are generated from stolen art. Art on which humans like me and you spent hundreds of hours working on. AI was made to do things which me and you don't want to. Not to replace human creativity. The moment you press that button, you're supporting the theft of thousands of art pieces. So please don't do that. Slide generation will take about 10 minutes. In that same time, you can search up for graphs online. It's not that hard. My task was to relay this message to you. The rest is up to you. Remember, this is theft. Moving on, we have doubt solving. You can use hundreds of free apps, but the only one without any limit is Gemini. You can toss in screenshots, entire PDFs, handwritten notes. For me, it was just mostly adding screenshots. Now, you need to get unfiltered with Gemini, and I mean ask away. This is not a human teacher who will tell you, "Beta, tum 10 बार पूछो, हम 10 बार बताएंगे." And then after the third question,
ये कैसे कैसे सवाल पूछता है? Silly doubts?
man, the childhood trauma is hitting me now. Ask away. Hey, explain to me like I'm a 5-year-old. Hey, I did not understand. Change your approach. I don't get it. Explain again. I'm just gonna use ChatGPT, you dumb little This is actually one of the major reasons why I study online. Like, I get it. Not every teacher is like that. And teachers are humans too, and they have a lot of classes, and they have to teach the same syllabus every year. So sometimes they get angry and they blurt out. I get it. But I don't like being shamed for not understanding. A bad teacher does a phenomenal job at killing off your interest in a subject. So take screenshots, copy, paste, ask as much as you want. No one will blame you, no one will shame you. And all it takes is just 5 seconds. Very easy to use once you get the hang of it. Also remember, sometimes the app will make mistakes, so don't take everything at face value. The classic just search everything up on YouTube method still works. But if you don't want that, you can repyramid the AI whenever you want. Now let's move on to add-ons. These are apps I have used before, but I do find them ineffective now, although they can still be used as a replacement or on the side. Anki is a free source app which lets you make your own flashcards, time them when to come back to you. They are extremely effective. In fact, for my NEET exam, I made over 3,000 Ankis, which if you want, I can make a flashcard video and provide that to you. Quizlet is another app like Anki, but the good part here is you can also access flashcards made by other people. Also, like in NotebookLM, you can transfer PDFs here, which it can convert into flashcards. Although it is not open source, so some features are hidden behind a paywall. But hey, there are some cool games you can play there. Honestly, the functions of these apps are either overshadowed or mirrored by the apps I already mentioned. Like, I can just have NotebookLM make me flashcards, and if I screw up in an exam, I put all the wrong questions in my Notion under the same heading where I put the notes. But this point is up to preference. I recommend trying everything out and judging for yourself. Synergy. If you get confused by all the keyboard shortcuts I'm using, go to this timestamp. I have a whole segment telling you which keys I use to do what. So to begin with, I'll open my Notion and write my to-do list. Let's say I have to do 5 chapters today. Next, I will open NotebookLM in my browser. And then I will make 5 tabs like this. In all these tabs, I'll open Create New Notebook. Add sources. Let's open on all of them. Now while that loads, I'll go back to Notion. Scroll down. Over summary. Copy the whole summary. Go back to NotebookLM. Now in each of these folders, I'll open summary. Summary, create your own, copy paste. Summary, create your own, copy paste. Summary, create your own, copy paste. I will do the same thing now, but with flashcards. While I did that, all the summary is already made, so I'm going to paste that into my Notion. Go back to Notion. Open notes. Political science. Add new page. This is chapter 1. You see this small option here? That's copy. Press that. Paste it over here. Now after doing it for all 5 chapters, I start studying now. That whole process for 5 chapters took less than 10 minutes. Now I'll show you how I study a chapter. When I study, I like to mark things with a highlighter. To do that, just follow these steps. Here I will scroll down to the flashcards which I made and start doing them. If I know mentally that answer was correct, I will click the right button. But if I know that my answer is wrong, then I'll click the cross button. Once I am done with everything, I press the practice again button. Here I had 6 mistakes, so I will go to only cards you missed. This shows me the cards which I did wrong. Now, here's the important portion. What I like to do is I like to take screenshots of these questions and put them in my Notion. So here, I'll take screenshots of this, copy, paste. For this question, I don't really need an explanation, so I just type down B here. For this one, I do need the explanation, so I just copy this down. Sometimes the explanation is not enough for me to understand, so I do the simple trick. I just go to Gemini and I just paste the image. Explain in simple words. With images, it can take up to a few minutes. Oh, never mind. Now with this, I'm done with the whole chapter. Well, at least the first part. I will have to revise this later on, but tasks for today are done. I'll go back to my main page. Here, I'll write chapter 1 done. Once I'm done with all my targets, I copy paste them into my done target session. So let's say I could not do all of these targets. I'll cut them. Then I'll copy this. Then I'll copy this. Scroll down. Go to my done target section. Scroll down again. Write today's date. Let's say for example today is 5th August. Make this highlighted and paste it here. And there we go. Now before I go, let me show you some basic commands which I used in the video before. I tried to summarize everything in short, but details about Notion and NotebookLM will require their own videos. If this video gets enough support, I will make those too. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe and hype up the video. And with that, they were out.
वीडियो लाइक कर देना बेटा, दे out.